Hey everyone, this is Susie Lee with Lina Boutique. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be putting together this sweet little baby dedication gift. It's a cross from Hobby Lobby. They call it a memory frame. I'm supposing you can put memory pictures in there of any kind, but we're going to be using it today as a little dedication gift. So it has 5 openings and we are going to fill them today. First, we're going to start with cleaning it really well with some isopropyl alcohol so that the paint that I'm going to put on the inside there is going to stick well and not pull back for me. And we're going to be using these Essential Stencil peony rub-on transfers. They're absolutely gorgeous. We're going to be using them with the templates that come with the cross, and I'll show you how that's done soon here. And is there anything sweeter than baby feet? What I did was I took this photo of baby feet and I put the scripture on that says, "That I may walk before God in the light of life," Psalm 56:13. And I printed it out in different sizes on an 8.5 by 11 copy sheet. And I just picked the one that would fit the best. I used the template that came with the cross to cut that out so that it fits perfectly in the center. Now I'm going to take some Fusion Mineral Paint in Cold Black and also in the color Casement. I'm going to mix them together with a little stippling brush in the center of the cross sections. And I'm just going to mix the two to give it almost like a lighter shade so that when I apply the peonies on top and the birds and all the things that I'm going to put in here, it will show up better than on the black. So I'm getting in close with my brush. It's a flat brush that has a nice chiseled edge that you can get in there and not worry about having to do the sides of the insert. So I'm doing the sides first and then going in and finishing up. So it kind of looks like a little, almost like a cloudy day. That was the effect I was going for here. And so I'm going to do it now to the sides, and I think it gives it a really pretty base, a pretty background against the black frame. And it kind of gives it a little bit of an ethereal look, if you will. And I love that look. So once you get all of your paint covered in all the segments, we're going to go in with a Pentart product called Decoupage Varnish and Glue. It will glue and it will seal. So I'm going to go in with that and add a little bit of the decoupage varnish and glue and apply it to the center with that cutout that fits perfectly from the patterns that were provided with the cross. Next, I'm going to dry it all up really well. Make sure that the paint is dry in those little segments and also the varnish in the center. I take this little piece of tracing paper and I'm going to attempt to stamp these cute little mommy and baby bird on the bottom part, the bottom section there. So I'm going to use some of my stamping inks on the foliage that's on the stamp in green, and I'll be honest with you, spoiler alert, I end up going in afterward because it was cute, but it was not showing up enough for me. So I end up after the live going in and painting the birds and the foliage and whatnot, and then adding some more of the rub-on transfers to make it look full down there on the bottom half. So I will show you that in the end. You will see that in the end photos. But just for the sake of showing you what I did initially, I think that my inks maybe were not full enough. And so it came out very light. See there? Very, very light. So what I do now is I just go around with a wet brush, clear water, and so that I can do a little pulling away, just like you would with a rice paper. This is the same concept. This is a tracing paper, so it's a little bit different, but Pulls away kind of the same, and very easy. You just got to be careful that you don't want to pull any of the image away that you've stamped. But once you've got that done, then I go ahead and add some more of the varnish glue from Pen to Art, and I apply the image in the center. Now, you've got some overlap around that corner there. So I just take a different dry brush that has a stiffer feel to it, go around the edges and whatnot, and I just get in there with my wet paintbrush and try to get some of that out of there by pulling it away. And I even got my tweezers involved, but eventually it did get cleaned up around that edge, and I did make it look nice and neat. See there? Okay. Next, we're going to dry it up just a little bit and make sure that that adhesion has taken place there. And I'm going to go in again with some more of the Pen Art varnish, and I'm going to give the center, the little baby feet, a little hit of it just to cover it and make sure that it's sealed well. I didn't do the birds because I planned on going in with some more paint and darkening it, which I did, and you'll see that in the end. But there's this beautiful Totally Dazzled cross that we got last year with our Acts of Kindness packs, and I have a few of them left. So being that it was gold with the pink stones in it, I thought it was perfect because this is a dedication for a little girl, and it was a perfect piece to put in that top section of this memory frame. And I add a little B7000 and some hot glue. And I'm sorry this is off camera. I didn't realize that when I was doing it, but I do lift it up and show you how the top ends up looking. So I just take some lace from Hobby Lobby. It's a little stretchy lace. I get it in the his and hers section at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just tying it in a shoelace bow, adding a little dab of hot glue, and I'm actually adding it to the inside of that frame, not the outer portion. And I'm going to go in after I cut the tails, and I'm going to kind of furl it a little bit so that the lace looks like it's kind of waving in the wind. So I'll hit it with one little dab of hot glue here and there, and actually on the outside of the frame as well, so that it lays nicely. And trimming up those tails again as I go, just to make sure that they look symmetrical. I didn't want the lace to hide the beautiful cross, so I wanted to make sure as it's being held upward that the lace didn't just fall down in front of the cross. So I had to position the bow and the lace properly. And I think it looks really cute like that. Kind of framed out the cross, in my opinion. So then there's a little, I know you can't see that, it was so tiny. There's a little tiny gold heart charm that came from Totally Dazzled in the Valentine's Day pack. And I was going to sew it on there in the center of the bow, and I ended up just gluing it on with some B7000. It grabs quickly and it dries quickly. So I went ahead and did that instead of sewing it on. Saved me a few stitches, and it holds really nicely. So just a little something something to go in the middle of that beautiful bow. Now I'm going to grab the peonies from Essential Stencil. These are gorgeous. Let me just tell you, it makes you look like you're the artist. And it's so pretty and so easy to apply. So what you're going to see me do here is cut out the peony that I'm going to use in the one section of the frame. Then I'm going to cut out the template that came with the frame, and I'm going to just place it over those peonies where I think it will give me the most bang for my buck, so to speak. I'm going to cut it to shape exactly inside that piece of the cross. So then you can just pull it apart, and voila, it fits right in there perfectly. See that? So you pull back the white off of the transfer, and you get in there with the little burnishing tool that comes with all of your transfers from Essential Stencil, and you just burnish the heck out of it. You just rub, 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 and when you think it's been rubbed enough, you rub a little bit more. And then you get in there with a little pokey tool of sorts, and try to pull back some of the clear plastic. Once you get it pulled back, you can get in there with your burnishing tool and see where it needs to be burnished a little bit more. As you pull that clear plastic back, if there's any of the floral design on it, you need to burnish it a little bit more and a little bit more until it's completely clear. And then you throw that plastic away and move on to your next section. Now, I did this on a 45-minute live, so I didn't have time to finish it up completely. But here you can see I'm showing you what I am going to do, and my plan is to add the pretty little Totally Dazzled dove at the top there, and I'm going to finish the other side of the cross to match the other adjacent side. And in the center there where those light birds are, they're so light, and I could have left it like that, but as you will see at the end of this video, I went in with a little paintbrush and I added a little bit of black paint and some florals down at the bottom, and it ended up looking just gorgeous. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it inspires you to think out of the box and make yourself a beautiful cross for your home. Like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for watching.
Family is a blessing we hold dear. God's love is shining crystal clear. In our hearts He plants the seeds, gives us all we truly need. Through the storms and darkened night, God's love gives us perfect light. Side by side we'll always stand in His grace.